Hey guys, it's the next day and the verdict on the cow is she didn't pull through. She was dead when I found her this morning at 20 minutes after 7. She hadn't been dead real long because she wasn't stiff yet, but she was cold. So evidently she got stepped on and maybe got hurt on the inside, I don't know. She sure did go downhill in a hurry just to be down a few minutes with me trying to get her up. And a little advice on feeding silage. My opinion on silage is if you can't feed all your cows at one time, and what I mean is how I feed them is I bring a loader bucket and dump it out, bring a loader bucket and dump it out, so on and so forth. That method does not work. Just here this morning, I dumped it out, and by the time I come back with the second bucket, a cow had got knocked down, and which, you know, she got up, she was okay, but you know, it just, the cows, they go bananas over that silage. I mean they crowd in there. I dump a bucket out in 3 to 4 places, but when you dump that first quarter or third of the bucket out, I mean, they all cram in there on it as hard as they can. So my advice to feeding silage is if you cannot feed it out at one feeding at one time, don't bother feeding silage. Or another method is, like for me, like my loader bucket will feed about 10 cows. So for me, I should split them up in groups of 10 and feed them like that, so they don't try to kill each other. So basically, if you can only feed 3 cows at one time, you should split them up into 3s. You can feed 50 cows at one time, split them up in 50s. This, you know, trying to dump it out, running back and forth is for the birds. It's already cost me $1,000. Well, if you want to go back and replace her, it's going to cost me $600. So, so that's just my little advice on silage. So I got to come up with something different. I gotta do something different. I can't. Next year, if I don't have a better feeding system, I will not be planting corn for silage. Excuse me. So anyways, on to the subject at hand. I had somebody send me a comment on one of my videos. It might have been last night's video. They was wanting to get into farming. They would like to do it. Their family has never done it, and asked how the best way to get into it. Well, the kind of day that I'm having, my advice is don't even bother. Don't even get into it. But I will say this, farming can be one of the greatest jobs that there is, most fulfilling. So I can't remember who left a comment, but this video is basically for you and anybody else that's wanting to get into it. My advice to you is, I don't know if you're young, old, middle-aged, whatever, I don't know what stage of life that you're in, but if you're young, my advice, being that you have never done farming, is to give you kind of what farming would be like without going out and spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, is go buy you 8, 10, 12 bottle caps, okay? And you take care of them solely by yourself. Don't ask for help. Don't, you know, hey, can you go help me feed? Can you go do this for me? Don't do it. You have to do it all by yourself. And because bottle calves, they require a lot of attention, feeding twice a day, and they're kind of cheap to buy right now, so you know you're not gonna lose tens of thousands of dollars by no means. But my advice is to go buy you 8, 10, 12, however many calves that you can purchase and shelter and go from there. And that there will teach you the responsibility and the headache and not being able to go on vacation or go just do whatever you want to do, because you have a responsibility that you got to take care of that morning and that evening. You got to watch them. You just got to take care of them. So that's what I would do to see if farming is something that you really want to get into. And if you find yourself going, I really don't like this, I don't want to do this, I hate it. If you find yourself not enjoying it, my advice is to find a different occupation, because farming can be very tough. Especially in beef farming. I've never done row crops, which I'm sure you know. Row crops are probably almost as bad or equal to beef, because you know they can die. Row croppers and beef farmers, whether it's milk, everything in between, it all depends on the weather. You got a dry year, a wet year, hot year, cold year. It all reflects on the weather. So I kind of going off on a little tangent here. Not a tangent, but anyways. So yeah, that's what I would do. Go buy you some bottle calves. Buy enough to make it worthwhile. Don't buy one or two, because you'll slack on it, because you're like, hey, you know, I'll get it tomorrow. You need to have enough to where it makes you go, I gotta go. Sorry, I can't stay. I can't go to the party. Can't go to the movies. I can't leave for a week's vacation, anything like that. I mean, I'm not saying that you can't go enjoy some of your life, part of your life, but when you have animals, you have to be there every day for them, especially when they don't have any forage that they can go out and graze themselves. And even then, you should see them every day. But hot. I think I'm getting sick too. So yippee. So that would be the thing I would do. And how I would get started in buying bottle calves is, first I'd go buy all your bottles, and then I would go buy all the medicine, then I would go buy all the milk replacer, just the stuff that won't go bad, scour pills, electrolytes, antibiotics, you know, stuff like that you can buy a little here, a little there, and kind of store it up, because I don't know your financial predicament. So, you know, maybe you can go out and buy all this stuff and go buy calves. Maybe you can't. Maybe you just have to buy a little here and buy a little there to get all your equipment that you're going to need. You know, get banders, bands, stuff like that, if you have to band them. Get stuff to build pens if you don't have pens built already, or have a place to put them, because you need to keep them separate. You need to keep them separate, in my opinion, until they're off the bottle, and then you can kind of group them up. So I would build the pens, you know, get all your equipment, all your stuff before you buy the calves. That way you don't buy the calves and they get sick and you're scrambling trying to scratch up money or go here or there. You'll have it all on hand, and then when you first see symptoms, you can take care of them. And then when they get a little bigger, you can start buying the calf starter, and then you can move into a well, really you can have any kind of feed you want mixed after they're off the calf starter. And I don't know where you are, or you know, if you're in Farmville or not, but you might be able to find somebody that has silage that might let you go in there and just fork up a little bit just to feed them to mix in their grain, just really just for the heck of it. Silage is a good feed to put in a feed ration. It really helps them grow. But that's what I would do, and I would keep them. I'd keep them at least 6 months, and then sell them and go buy however many more you want to buy. Or you can kind of do a rotational if you have the ability to keep, you know, if you buy 5 and then 3 weeks later you buy 5 more, and 3 weeks later you buy 5 more, or however, if you want to split it up in a week, however you want to do it. But that's how I would start out to see if I want to get into farming legit. And then if you find yourself that you enjoy the bottle calves, you don't mind, you know, having that kind of responsibility and having that kind of risk on hand, then if you want to step out into the beef market, you know, raising cow-calf pairs, then I would maybe find a little piece of ground that holds 4 or 5 and try that out and see how you like it, and then just kind of grow from there. And you know, just kind of get your feet wet. You know, I don't want you to go out and borrow $250,000 and get into it and be like, oh crap, what did I do? And you know, you'll be the one left holding the bag, stuck with holding the bag. So anyways, guys, if I'm not clear on what I was if I wasn't clear on shoot, if I wasn't clear on what I've been explaining, let me know, and I will do a better job explaining and going into further details. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, and as always, later.